Grosy. And he turns around and he went, lucky, eh? He went white. He was the best English player I ever played with.
Gazza got on the plane and he was just crying.
Welcome to the good, the bad and the football. Joining us today is a football maverick. 2 times title winner, domestic cup double as well. The mighty Paul Merson. Welcome.
Cheers, thanks, Paddy. Thank you. Cheers.
I was expecting more off these. I thought
I know. Yeah.
I first did to a clap.
I was just kind of a good lad.
He's a great lad. Thanks for joining us, Paul. First ever guest as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, first ever
Yeah,
guest.
first
on
one.
the podcast.
Cheaper.
First one.
When they said your name, I went, yeah, but I said, Sky Money, how can we afford him? But no, you're here.
Yeah, no.
You're here, you're doing
Pleasure
your
to be
business
here,
and what have
pleasure.
you. Do you know, I'm going to go a little bit all over the show on this, but straight off the bat, I didn't know you actually started at Arsenal. I thought you were somewhere else as a schoolboy first.
No, I was at Watford from 12 to 14.
Right.
And then I went to Arsenal at 14. I stayed there till I was 29.
So when you're at a club, and you two are the same, where you go, is it kind of like your parents, or how do you feel? Because when you're 14, you're not really aware of yourself. Where you go, oh, actually, I love it here. This is like my home. You just get a feeling about a place.
Didn't want to sign for Arsenal at the time. No, I didn't. I was at Watford. I loved it at Watford. I just thought I might be good enough for Watford.
Yeah.
Even though Watford were very good at the time, that was when Barnsley and all that. Like I finished second in the top league, but I just thought I might have a chance there. And the other reason was my dad's a massive Arsenal fan, but I grew up a massive Chelsea fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I wanted to maybe one day play for Chelsea, but thank God I signed for Arsenal because of my dad. And what a club. Yeah, I called it a Rolls Royce of a football club. Like the two lads played for an unbelievable club in Man United. Arsenal was the same.
Yeah.
Like that.
Did Chelsea ever come for you?
Yeah, no, the scout there used to say to my dad, he's not good enough.
Really?
Yeah, I went there and he used to come and watch. He used to say, no, he's not what we're looking for. Yeah.
And it's funny that how it just happens. It's like a
Opinions,
sliding doors thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
about-
everybody
it's about
sees everybody's
opinions,
different,
isn't it?
don't they? You know,
Yeah.
everybody's looking for something different. Some people might look for dribblers, some people look for passers, and some people look a bit further forward. Because I was very small and skinny at the time, so it was pretty. You know, you had to be able to see. You know, good coaches would be able to see like, let's see when he gets to 6 foot how good he's going to be.
Yeah. Did you start as a forward?
Played centre forward the whole time.
Were you a forward? And all?
Forward,
What is it with these forwards where they end up dropping into midfield?
We're probably not quick enough to stay as a centre
Yeah, I know.
forward.
To be fair, I was quite
you
quick
quick,
when
was
I was
you?
growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I played there from 9 years of age all the way up to probably about when Wrighty come to Arsenal. I was playing with Alan Smith, and then Wrighty come in, then I drifted out to the wing, and then back into midfield. But yeah, it's different now. You know, everybody wanted to play centre forward when I was growing up. Nobody wants to play centre forward now.
Yeah.
You know, you get kids now, and I was a manager of a Sunday morning team a few years ago before the kids all went to academy. And I pick the team and I go, right, centre forward. And I go, I don't want to play centre forward.
He wants to be a number 10.
Yeah, 10. Or they want to play at the back where they're going to touch the ball and they can dribble through everybody. You know, when I was playing, we started off at 11v11, big goals. You know, used to turn up on a school game or a Sunday morning, all you were just hoping for that they had nets in the goals.
We were talking on the last podcast about how Pep, his style of play, you know, he's started going this like closing up the shop a bit at the back, and then you see at the weekend a lot of long balls. And we were sort of talking about, is English football back? Now, you said about no one wants to be a centre forward anymore. Watching the game and Arsenal's late winner as well, do you kind of see where we're coming from with that, with this like the style of play now, what seems to be happening, and what the top managers are doing?
Yeah, because so many people know each other now. There's so much knowledge, you know, and it's, you know, you watch when a sub comes on, instead of warming up for 10 minutes, they're looking at iPads and everybody knows everybody's game because you see so many videos. So these long throws and corners, the set plays are the ones, and everybody closes down now. Why not hit it long? I have no problem with that. I don't know why. It does my Sweden sometimes when I see. The worst, and I don't mean this horribly, but 2 of the worst players on the pitch are going to be your 2 centre-halves. So why should they touch the ball more times than the number 10 or the two number 8s or the wingers who are your best players. And I don't mean that horribly, but if they were better footballers, bar Van Dijk probably, they'd all be playing further up the pitch. So yeah, he'll chase the.
Mate, he's the one who got you winning goal.
Who?
At the weekend at Arsenal, Gabriel.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You got it. Sometimes it gets tight, and you got to make set plays. I think Arsenal. You could see Arsenal work on set plays.
Yeah.
You know, even one of the corners the other day, they all stand at the back and they mix it, and then the next one, they all go forward, and Trossard just stands at the far post, and he gets a free header.
How many times did that happen? Yesterday, yeah.
You know, it was even one when Rice is on it, and they're all at the back, and all the Newcastle players are waiting for him, and I'm thinking, just whack it to the far post now. Everybody's there. You know, I can understand they are changing. It's getting harder, but Pep will change the face of the game again. You know, they'll start kicking the ball long and they'll be going, wow. And then sooner or later, play two up front and it'll be, wow. You know what I mean?
It feels almost like Arteta picks his team for set pieces. Or he has done in this early part of the season. I think it was a little bit different yesterday. I thought Arsenal were the best they'd been this season yesterday, playing football.
Yeah, they played well.
You almost felt, after yesterday's game, you felt, I think we've got a title race on. Whereas before, you just thought, Liverpool have a bad result at Palace. Yeah. And then you watch Arsenal for the first half, and I thought, fucking hell, they've turned up.
But you've got to talk about the set pieces, Merse, to be fair. And I think it's right. They are concentrating so much on set pieces. What I can't understand is why, when you go and play Arsenal, why aren't people working that out? Because it's the same thing that they do all the time. You know, they line the big boys up at the back, they run to the front. I don't know why. If I play against Arsenal, I'd leave 3 up front. I'd leave 3 up front, and then I'd have to leave 5 at the back with the goalkeeper, 1 on the edge of the box. Straight away, when you got 1 taking a corner, you got 4 people in the box. If you can't mark 4 people in a box as a professional football team in Premier League, there's something wrong. So for me, I think with Arsenal, if they're going to be so much on set pieces to score the goals, they're going to come unstuck. That's the only thing that I think about it.
I like saying though, in them first few games, I think they were like that.
Yeah.
I thought yesterday was a little bit different.
Yeah,
I thought they had goals from different places.
I think because Liverpool went and lost on the day before, I just think the shackles come off and it was a bit of a free swing really, because 8 points behind going to Newcastle was a different game to 5 points behind. So, but they played well. I mean, you talk fine lines because if Liverpool don't go and get the worldie free kick, we're probably sitting here going, who's going to beat Arsenal this season? They could go the whole season. You know, and that's the fine line.
What's this? We were talking about it last week, Merce. What's the pressure on Arteta at the minute up there for him? Down there, should I say? To actually win it? Is it a pressure that we all see, or is it internally he's doing a good job?
I don't think there's any pressure. I think he's brought the heart back to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? 5 years ago, they were also runs. Do you know what I mean? Weren't getting fourth. You know, they were never in the league title. You know, they've been second 3 times. Yeah, 2 of them have been to one of the greatest teams that have played the game, in my opinion. And last year, when they got beat by Liverpool, everybody's going, "Oh, he's got to go." A lot, people away from the club were like, "Oh, he's got to go." You know, Man City don't win it, and they still don't win it. Well, Liverpool should have won it the year before. They got beat by Palace at home with about 5 games to go. You know, it was in their hands. He brought he got rid of Aubameyang and Ozil, and he brought that. There's a togetherness. I'd be shocked if, and I said this all along, I thought if they got 4 points out of City and Newcastle, I make them favourites to win the league. Really, I think they win it. I can't. Their squad's too strong.
Do you think Arteta, as opposed to someone like Amorim, you know, last weekend, everyone was, again, I saw a few Arsenal fans online saying he's not right for the club, which was just ridiculous. Absolutely blew my mind when I read something like that. But with all this talk about take the handbrake off, do you think he has kind of thought to himself, right, I'll show you up at Newcastle, I'll do that. Like you say, the shackles were off. Like where Amorim seems to just go, no, that's how we're doing it and that's how we're playing it and we're not changing it. Do you think Arteta looks at it differently? Does he listen to outside noise?
Oh, I don't think he listens to outside noise. I think it was disrespectful the week before to Man City. I know Man City ain't the greatest team now like what they were. Still got Haaland up front. Still got to sit back. You can't be taking liberties. I think you can a little bit with Newcastle, no disrespect, because the big lad ain't going to run away from you. But Haaland could destroy you. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought, you know, there's horses for courses. They had, 70% of the play. So handbrake weren't. I just thought it was disrespectful on Man City. I think when you got Foden playing like he was playing and Haaland playing and Doku done well, you attack and leave yourself bare at the back, they will rip you to shreds. And I just think, it was one of them. I think 4 points out of them 2 games was enough either way, whatever way you done it, and especially with Liverpool losing. Arsenal had probably one of the hardest Premier League starts I've seen, really, in my opinion, with the teams they had to play, and they've come out of it 2 points behind Liverpool.
And as well, everyone, if you're a football fan, who doesn't love a last-minute winner? It's just a treat, isn't it? It's an absolute treat. You three have played the game at the highest level. Have you ever been involved in a game where you've either scored a last-minute winner or you've been on the pitch when it's happened? If you have, like, which ones stick out in your mind?
There's a couple that stick out for me. Man City away. I scored a dive and had 3 minutes injury time or something. Brilliant.
What a treat.
0-0 all game, 93rd minute. The other one, the big one, was Ole Gunnar against Liverpool in the FA Cup.
Yeah, that got us on the
Remember
way.
that? Yeah, I think that was a treble year, wasn't it?
Yeah, treble year. Yeah.
We were 1-0 down against Liverpool with 90th minute. I think Dwight York equalised.
Yeah.
And then we went again and scored.
And
You know
the
what, it bugs me
Champions
now a
League as
little
well.
bit. These teams, when they equalise in the 90th minute and they celebrate and go mad, if we did that, the manager would be down the line. Fucking get back again. You score again. Did you see Paulinho the other day for Tottenham?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, yeah.
That's the one against Wolves. You're playing Wolves at home. Get back. You've still probably got 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's wasting time.
Yeah.
I would say 89 when we beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
When Nicky Thomas scored, I think, last minute.
That was unbelievable, though. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's
I remember watching that.
Iconic. I remember watching that game.
Oh,
yeah, it's scary. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
What's it like?
Sorry,
Go on.
I just read something about that game. I couldn't believe it because you not always thought of Arsenal, but you think of Arsenal under George Graham as being like a defensive team, I suppose, with the back four and Dave Seaman, whoever it was, weren't Dave Seaman in that then, was it? John Lucas?
No, John Lucas in goal then.
Yeah, and the goal difference was exactly the same, weren't they? You won the league by scoring more goals.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? It stayed exactly the same.
Yeah.
We the game before, what's the name? West Ham got beat 5-1 and Leroy Rossini has scored at Anfield. If he doesn't score that goal, we'd have had to win 3-0. So it just shows you that goal made such a difference. But I'll give you a quick story about that. Quick story. George Graham was really thorough. Everything he'd done was thorough. Like, you go have a meeting on a Monday morning after a game and he'd always go about the goal you let in. Never about if you won 3-1. It was always because you're not going to... So we played, I think it was QPR at home in November time. And we have a team meeting on the Monday morning after the game and win 3-0. And he goes through it all and he turns to Perry Groves. This is in November of that season. He went, if this goes down to goal difference and we don't win it, he goes through 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's just got to square it and we tap it in 4-0. He shoots, keeper saves it. So George Graham goes, if this goes down to goal difference and we don't win this league on goal difference, you'll never play for this club again. And everybody starts laughing. It's November. It's never going to happen, is it? Never going to happen. So all of a sudden, we go up there, win 2-0, and we come home. We've all had a drink, with loads of drink on there. And fair play to Liverpool. They knocked and give us all their champagne. Yeah, fair play to them. We didn't take anything up there. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, we're home. We're having a drink. We get to this place, and we're getting off the coach. And George always used to sit at the front. So me and Grovesy walk off. I walk off, go down the steps, and then Grovesy walks down the steps. So as he walks down the steps, George is sitting there and he goes, Grovesy. And he turns around and he went, lucky, eh? He went white. He went like the Medusa. He just went like that. Went white. And he remembered. He wouldn't have played again. That would have been it.
It's crazy that. You know, when you three played, like, if you look at that game, Arsenal-Newcastle, all 3 goals set pieces. And it seems in the modern game now, when you look at a lot of clubs, there's like a different... Everyone's got a coach for a certain job. Yeah. I think the physios have got coaches now.
It's so much staff. So much staff.
It's got like rugby union, isn't it?
Yeah. I was going to say, how much work was done on set pieces when you three played?
I don't remember ever doing a set piece. Do you? The first time I remember doing a set piece or even some remote training towards the opposition was when Carlos Queiroz come to the club. That's the only time I remember doing it. And that was all European games. Manager used to... I don't think he wasn't disrespectful to the Premier League, but he really got his mojo came on when Champions League games come around because that was what he wanted to win after he won obviously the leagues. And the only time I ever remember doing any set pieces or anything around the opposition was in the Champions League game. I think it was Bayern. I think it was.
Yeah, I remember a couple of times. Remember when Palace scored 2 headers at Liverpool?
Yeah,
I remember that week. for some reason, like Nicky said, we never really did set piece stuff unless you were playing against a big team. So if you're playing against Stoke away or something, we'd have someone throw it in and someone fucking Vidic coming and smashing through everything and heading the ball out. But I seem to remember that week against Liverpool, we were working on it and Pally scored 2 headers at Liverpool. But other than that,
I don't remember at all.
But like you say now, it's such a big job now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Set piece. Coach.
At least 40 minutes every Friday.
Was it?
Did you?
Without foul. 40 minutes every Friday set plays.
That's where I found it different with England.
Yeah,
When
Merse,
we were in England, we did it all the time.
Was you in the squad when was it Howard Wilson took over for the?
No, I was in the squad when Scholesy and Becks couldn't put the ball over.
He took over. Howard Wilson took over the game, and you remember he was on
Howard Wilson with his earpiece.
Yeah, and we did a set piece here
on
that end of the ground, and then obviously it went out of play, and the whole team walked to the other side and took another one, and then you walked back that way, and you just did that for 40 minutes. Remember it? It was like going, what's going on here?
We had the best set play ever, though. We had I took the corners, so you had Steve Bowl was at the near post, right? So he'd stand on the near post, he'd jog to the line on the 6-yard line, and as he touched that, he would run back, and I would just float it in, and he would run back and flick it on.
Yeah.
And then you'd have Tony Adams running through like Patrick Swayze in Ghost. You know what I mean? He'd just run through everybody.
You don't see that anymore. It's
don't
so
see it,
basic, but how many goals
and then
scored from
Liverpool
that?
used to do it with Gary McAllister. He's just a float.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
impossible to head. You know, you get a touch on it.
Yeah, you're done.
It's impossible.
Do you remember the set piece at France 98 with Macca? Remember Glenn Hoddle? We were doing set pieces. I don't know if Beck was taking something. And Glenn Hoddle, he had all like different signs for stuff like that. Was near post and this touch this and stuff. But the subs who weren't playing were just.
It's one of them.
The subs who weren't playing were just fucking about a little bit. So he turns to Macca. I think it was Macca, wasn't it? Macca, what's the sign for this one? Macca's like, he didn't have a fucking clue.
Everybody's standing. They're doing it. We ain't going to play. We're all messing about. Calling ourselves Valderrama and all that. We had it on our stickers on our backs and everything. I think you're never going to play. Then he goes, right, what's the sign for that?
Macca's reaction was brilliant.
It's funny when you watch the game now, though, you say about the set piece coaches were. I'll be watching it, and so the coach of the team will be stood there, and then a free kick will happen, and he kind of goes that way, and then some other geezer comes out with a.
That's what I noticed with Amorim, you know. Yeah, every time United have a set piece, he goes and sits down.
Yeah.
Amorim goes and sits down, and the set piece coach comes to the front.
See, that pissed me off as a manager. Because if that goal goes in, the set piece one's not all over the papers, is it? It's Amorim's. I would have to, fair enough, have someone who's going to help you out doing it, but I'd have to have them stood next to me so I know for a fact that if the shit hits the fan and it's coming at me, I've got a say in it.
It's always the goalie coach. Goalie
coach,
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Just talking about goals and what have you, here, Haaland, quickest player to 50 Champions League goals in 49 games. And he just seems to be getting bigger, more powerful. His touch is getting better because he was called out on that a little bit at the beginning. When you three played, is there anyone, striker-wise, where you used to go, my God, that's a similar level? Where you just go, if you know he's going to go in.
I'm not sure anyone's a similar level. Player with brilliant centre forwards.
Rude.
Rude
Van Nistelrooy. He's a different kind of player. Different kind of player, Rude.
But that Haaland goal against Arsenal, that run, it's like a bear running through the woods chasing something. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
And Gabriel's not
No, he's not slow. He's a big lad as well. Yeah. He looks like a 20-year-old, doesn't he, playing in under-12s league?
Yeah.
He does. Do you know what I mean? He's just like big, strong, quick. And the thing is, he has all that power and pace, but when it gets to in front of the goal, he just calms down, doesn't he? He never you always, when he goes through, you never think, oh, he's going to miss. You just think it's a goal.
Yeah. And no one mentioned that, did he? That run he did at Arsenal, the power, the strength, the speed, but his first touch, it's just fucking brilliant.
And then just rolls it in the
rolls
corner.
it in.
Yeah. How old is he again now?
11, I think.
How old is he? 24, 25?
Is he?
He's only still young. He's still got a long way to go.
I didn't thought he was that old, was he?
24.
Wow.
You're right, because
50 Champions League goals in 49.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's funny because when he does get through one-on-one, you're right. You almost, if he misses it, go, oh, you almost don't expect that. You're expecting him to put it in every time.
I tell you a thought, and I wasn't playing at the time. I was coaching at United. It was when Robin come from Arsenal. And I seen him train, and I went, I've seen some good players at that club. Obviously, Scholesy won. All these great players. I seen him in the box, and I thought he was unbelievable, and his finishing was ridiculous. And I didn't play with him, but I watched him from afar. Yeah. He was phenomenal, and you don't realize how big he was, Robin. He was a big lad.
He's the best box player I've ever seen.
I bet in the box, ridiculous.
I didn't have a clue where. Do you know something you can read? Yeah. When you can read people,
you can see why Sir Alex bought him for that money at that age, can't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
It was brilliant.
Because at United at the time, he just had to put the ball in the box, but you needed someone to
He'll always be
goals.
remembered as an Arsenal player because of his length of time he was there. But he, for me, when I seen him, he was just everything that Man United players should be. He was. He was a winner, born winner. He was an animal in training. Worked hard every time. Went on the pitch, performed. Just the only sad thing is we didn't get him a bit early, but obviously we was never going to get him from Arsenal. But he was probably the best I've seen as a forward in training. Ridiculous.
What about yourself? Best striker you've ever played with?
I played with Shearer with England, but I only played a couple of times with Shearer. But he was, but I didn't play with him enough to put him. I'd have to say Ian Wright. Ian Wright was a bit like Haaland, not in size wise, but when he went through, goal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You were quite shocked if he went through 1-on-1 because a lot of good centre forwards, and I call them good centre forwards, but they don't want time. You know, when I see Haaland and I see people like Wright and people like that, they go through and you know they're going to score. Some players go through and you go, they've got no chance. But if the ball bounces in the box, they'll score. And it's a different sort of centre forward. But Wright, you could clear a ball from he used to score chips. Like I see him score one at Leeds. Yeah, when he thinks it. Do you ever see anybody chipping the goalie anymore?
No.
Ever?
We talked about it last week.
Ever?
Do you know what I think?
Not even trying.
No, I'm trying. No,
because he come into football late. I think of all the street football he must have played growing up. Not got coached into this boring thing academy footballers do. They don't do that in academy. They just you can't do this. You got to do this. You got to do that. Right? He looked to me like he's just been playing football with his mates and then burst onto the scene and kept doing that on a football pitch. Phenomenal.
I always thought his movement was unbelievable.
It's great. He's so quick,
and he had that edge to him as well. Do you know what I mean?
With his tackles on Pete.
I remember them games at Highbury. They were the best games. And someone said to me, "What's the biggest game?" Obviously, City rivalry, Liverpool, but the biggest game was Highbury. The pitch was so tight, the stadium was so tight. It was like a war.
Every time you played, loads of times at night as well.
It was always
always
and it was the only time I went out and looked. I was talking about the other day. You know when you in an unbelievable team, you look at your team, you go, "These aren't going to touch us." But you look at our team, you go, and you look at their team, you go, fucking, that's a load of proper men who are top blokes and unbelievable footballers, and it was just a clash at Titans.
Just about centre forwards there. A lot of them were nasty as well, and a lot of the best ones are the nasty street. I think Dennis Bergkamp, even Robin. Robin could leave one on somebody.
Elbowed me in the head once. I thought I'd been completely clean. He just went like that, bang, and you just get that boom, nearly go.
But you didn't get a sense of that watching him.
No,
I didn't think.
Elegant.
He was just like little sneaky.
It's like Zidane. We talk about Zidane all the time.
One.
Classiest football you ever see, but a horrible bastard. He'll whack you every single
Haaland's
time.
not like that, is it? I've not seen that.
No,
you're not allowed to be.
You just don't get it anymore.
I used to love about writing, like say how we came through and what have you. When you're sort of playing Sunday League and you see that, you go, maybe someone might spot me. It's one of them, innit? Every game you see a bloke you don't recognise. Turn it on to the next right. Turn it on to the People's Champion. Go on, right. Never happened. Funnily enough, I can't fucking think why. Christ almighty. Would you say, obviously, he's more biased with Wright. You played more games with him than Shearer, but would you put him above Shearer?
I thought they were different players. I thought, Wrighty was on the show. Shearer was like the strongest player I ever like. Played the ball down the channel. He was strong. He just hard. Do you know what I mean? It's like solid, wasn't he?
Yeah,
it was one of them. I always look when you look at centre forwards. When a centre half comes in after the game, I can never imagine playing against Alan Shearer and coming in the dressing room after and going, "Oh, that was a walk in the park."
Yeah,
it's always a nightmare. He's go up to St James's, he's like back in, and
about.
I'm talking about Steve Bold, Tony Adams, Andy Linegan, like Martin Keown, big, like physical lads, and he'd always cause major problems. I wouldn't like to mark him.
Forget how quick he was when he was young as well before his injuries.
On the
channels, Blackburn, he was unbelievable.
Then he had that little thing in the little nutmegs inside.
Now, something you touched upon right at the beginning, I didn't know you're a Chelsea fan. What do you think to Chelsea this season?
Ain't got going yet.
Deja vu, down to 10 men.
Yeah, twice now. But it's just been the substitutions for me. Why, when he's gone down to 10 men. At Old Trafford the week before, the last person you take off that football pitch when you go down to 10 men is Neto. He's the quickest player on the pitch by a million miles. So what you do straight away, put him up front, play 2v1, and you're playing 9v9. You know, and they'll have to stay back to because no one's quicker than him on the football pitch. And I felt that strange. And even with when he brought on, I think he brought on the centre half. I don't know if it was Tosson he brought on, whoever he brought on. It was before the free kick, and you're like, if this free kick goes in, you've just brought another forward on. We're going to be chasing the game for the next 80-odd minutes. So I was a bit worried. And then when it did get to 2-1, I couldn't, as a Chelsea fan, I couldn't even get excited because we didn't have anybody on the pitch that was bar Reece James that was going to do anything. And again last week I watched, and then Chalobah gets sent off. Again, he takes off Esteval, put Gusto on in exactly the same position.
Yeah, he does
so
straight away.
Esteval's going to give you more going forward, and you have to score another goal sooner or later.
Especially at Chelsea's ground as well. I think you can get away with a bit smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, smaller.
Yeah.
So
you can be a bit more positive.
Also, if you get beat and you're down 10 men, you're not getting no stick for it. You may as well go and try and score goals. They put the white flag goes up too soon. The white flag goes up too soon with him.
They've come out though just recently, haven't they, after that game, the owners, and saying like we're backing him.
Yeah.
So do you think he's the right man for the job, Maresca? Going forward.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not in charge of who buys the players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think they need a goalkeeper, in my opinion. I think Sanchez is a brilliant shot stopper. Some of the saves he makes are off the charts, but he will do something in the game.
I think he made it quite clear.
He wanted a centre half.
He wanted centre half when Colwell, whatever you call him.
Colwell,
he got injured, and he made it quite clear he needed another centre half and he needed a goalkeeper, and they didn't.
Yeah, well, they're not going to make profit, are they? Really? No. You know, the profit, the money's in the forward entertaining players.
He'll always have that to fall back on, though, won't he?
I think so. Yeah, I mean. Yeah. He done well in the World Club Championship because PSG had a go at Chelsea, and I think if any team has a go at Chelsea, you know they can. But I think Jackson was a bad sell. I really did. I thought Jackson made Palmer and Palmer made Jackson. You know, as a centre forward, you know, put it this way, as a midfield player, you were and I were, we like to pass the ball. You want pace up front.
Yeah.
It's a dream. And he would always go and it would open the game up and Palmer would get on the ball, he'd have space. Now all of a sudden he's gone. Pedro plays. He's a 10, so he comes short. Yeah. And the game goes like that, and all of a sudden these flair players like your Fernandez's and your Palmers don't get time on the ball.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden what you do when you don't get time on the ball, I'm just going to go further and further and further back and get the ball off the centre half, and you're not going to hurt anybody back there. And I think that was a big problem. You know, for me, that was a problem.
These midfield players with number 10s, as most say, you need pace up front. Yeah. You need an Ian Wright. You need a... Now, look, with Nicholas Jackson, I don't think he's a great finisher. We were talking before.
No, he's not a great finisher.
About players running through, I think he's going to score.
No.
I don't always get that impression
No,
with him.
never.
But at least he gets you up the pitch and he's got the movement.
And he will have his days. Do you know what I mean?
He then gives the space to Cole Palmer and the space behind him.
Yeah.
But when you're not playing against pace, everyone's pushed up. There's nowhere to
go. And it becomes so tight. But I thought that was a bad loan.
What do you think about this sort of thing of it's not the manager's player? Like someone else is bringing in a player because they see him fitting into that system.
It's a European model, isn't it, of 10, 15 years ago that this country's got back into sporting directors. Man United never had a sporting director until probably 2 years ago, maybe 3 seasons ago now.
You have to last long either.
Yeah, it didn't last long, no. But you have to. I think you have to have. I couldn't want to be a manager with players on the pitch that I haven't got confidence in. I didn't want to buy. I didn't want to have on the pitch. There's got to be some cohesiveness that they're buying them together. I get the club stance on it because going back to Arteta, he's put the fundamentals back into that football club right from the bottom, the academy building it all the way up. He's part of the process. He's helped build it what it is now. But I understand when clubs come in. Amorim's a perfect example. If Amorim's picked all them players for 200 million in the summer and he gets sacked in November, the next man coming in could just say, I don't want them players. Straight away, the 200 million down. Then you've got to pay the contracts up, probably another 100 million to get rid of them. So the club, I understand why they want to have a say in it, but it can't just be the club. The manager's got to have a say, a piece of it as well. Because again, if you've got to have confidence in your players, it is, yeah. And all the excuses come out, and you'll see it if he got sacked, Amorim. But they must be some of his players.
Nick, everyone's made the same excuse.
Yeah.
Mourinho, Van Gaal, they've all gone and said, no, well, I didn't want to sign him, I didn't want to sign him. A manager, he's got to have some kind of involvement just to take that excuse away from when they leave the club.
I think
it's so easy now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Anthony, 80-odd million,
yeah,
goes for 20-odd. I mean, when we played, if someone was bought for a lot of money and they fouled, the manager was gone.
Yeah.
That he was gone.
Absolutely.
1,000,000%. If he fouled, your head is on the block. We're paying a big money for this player. If he don't perform, you're out. Now it's like, oh, well, that was unlucky.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And no one even looks at the sporting director.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. I just don't get it. That's why I think Arsenal are doing well. Arteta has a massive say.
Yeah.
Huge say in who comes into the club.
I think
Pep will, won't he, at City?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Pep's earned it, and he can wherever he goes, he'll have a say. But certainly Arteta, I think it's that for me is the best run football club in the country. From an outsider, I don't know the insides, but it looks stable. It looks like it's a cohesive decision making in any player that comes in. But he has a massive say in it. I think you got to, because
the only question about Arsenal now, which people from the outside, as Merse said before, will look at is, can he get them over the line? That's the next big part from people looking on the outside. We know how good he's been. He's been absolutely amazing. He's turned that club right round.
Yeah.
But when the questions start, then can he get them to win a league?
I think he will this season.
Yeah.
I think people will say Cucurella. Is that his name?
Cucurella.
Cucurella. I can say Cucurella. But Cucurella, I thought he'd done all right yesterday. People were going, but he leads the line. Do you know what I mean? He does all the dirty stuff. Keeps even when the ball goes up, Burns and and all the centre ups, they weren't getting 60-yard headers back into the danger. It was always getting his body where the balls bounced down, and I thought he'd done all right. I thought he was unlucky yesterday. I thought he keeps on playing like that, but I think Arsenal
again though. I think he could be in that bracket of he's going through. I'm not sure if he's going to score.
Yeah, I don't see him going through too many times, if I'm being honest. I don't. When he went through yesterday, he went through one-on-one with the defender and he burst. I thought, oh, here he goes. And I thought he was just going to go like that and hit it. And he tried to cut inside again. And I
remember
thought,
that,
just hit it.
Yeah, that's not him, is it?
No. He tried to do a chop.
If he gets a bit, he's got to hit it.
Yeah, he's got to hit it. Just did it.
He tried like a little chopping.
Yeah, a little chop. Yeah. That would have been. Come and sit with me and watch the rest of this game.
Can you remember any big signings that's cost the manager? Any big signings that you can say like that definitely got the manager the sack?
I think Anthony was a big one.
Yeah. Do you know what else I think? I think obviously Ronaldo and done great, but I think Ronaldo coming back as well killed a bit of the actual camaraderie with the Man United.
I just remember something about Ronaldo. I think this is true. You talk about Haaland before, 50 goals in 49 games. I don't think Cristiano scored in his first 30 Champions League games.
Really?
30?
Have I made that up?
Probably, yeah.
That sounds a bit high. That
is it?
Can we have a?
I wouldn't know.
Whoever's in the corner there behind the curtains, the Wizard of Oz.
I think it's something stupid.
30 minutes.
No, I'm pretty sure it was something like that.
What's the main difference when you hear this? You lads have played there. What's the main difference with the Premier League as opposed to playing in Spain or Italy?
I'd say physicality.
Yeah.
I think you look at most Premier League players now. They're like machines. When we were playing, they were like big lads, weren't they? They had beer bellies knocking about. But now everyone's a machine, and I think United are struggling with that. Two of the players that started for United against Brentford, physically they're not up to Premier League standard.
Yeah. But also, every game is a tough game. You go away now, Brentford away or
because
Palace
everyone's
away.
A machine.
Everyone's athletes. Everyone's a beast.
We're saying about Fulham.
In Spain, Holland, the top two teams, they'll go and beat everybody away from home. They don't do that in the Premier League.
But that's where the game's changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when we were growing up and playing, you had to be able to play.
Yeah.
And then if you was quick and strong, it was the biggest bonus in the world.
Yeah.
It's swung the other way now.
Yeah.
If you're big and strong, that's it. But if you can play, it's an absolute bonus.
Yeah.
I was at Brentford yesterday watching my boy play, and Brentford's under 21s were training. I don't think there was a player under 6'1".
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They were
Giants.
huge,
Just
giants.
athletes.
And me and my wife were watching the game, like my boy playing, who's 10, and we're like there, and you're like looking there, and you're like, I can't imagine him ever being that big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're all that big.
Well, it's like when we played Arsenal, you had Vieira playing against us. Every single player's Vieira's size now.
Yeah,
Every single one of them.
100%. Him and Petit.
Except obviously Bruno and one or two others, but majority of them are all
very
big,
rare.
big lads. Like powerful lads.
So it's like they're looking more like the more athletic and everything else, and then the skill and everything else comes second.
Well, I don't think that's why people are saying now where the game's changing. There ain't that anymore, is there? You know, the Mavericks anymore. It's pretty safe because that's what they can do. They can run 100 metres in 11.
I think, but I think that's why a lot of people like players like, I do like players like Grealish. He still feels a little bit mavericky to me.
When he said Maverick, then he's the one player.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Can you put Eze in that bracket?
Yeah, I think Eze, but it'll be interesting now because Eze's playing at a big football. And I don't mean no disrespect to Palace, but at Palace, I've seen Eze play at Palace and try and nutmeg players on his own box.
Yeah.
He'd never be able to do that at Arsenal. Yeah. And that's the thing. You look at Jack now, it's swung round either way. Like, Jack's gone to Everton where teams are going to go and have a go at Everton. They're not going to double up. There's not going to be 10 players behind the ball. So he'll be able to run at players like he is now. Eze's gone the other way. Everybody has a go at Palace, loads of space, get caught on the counter-attack and he plays. Now he's got to play off a shape and it's taking time.
It's like when Zaha come to United, exactly the same. They come it was total different. He didn't have the space, didn't have the time, the room to run into, couldn't do all the dribbles, couldn't give the ball away 6 out of 10 times because he'd get absolutely annihilated. So it's a total different match.
Yeah,
you're playing for a big club like Arsenal, it's a total different pressure on a
So
player.
what did he do to adapt?
Not a lot, really. He
got sold.
He got sold straight away, yeah. He got sold straight away.
Yeah,
but
it's a fine line, though.
It is, yeah.
You think because Arsenal, big club Arsenal, have signed Eze because of what he does every week for Palace. Now, it's hard because do you want to knock that out of him? You talk about not making people edge of the box. You still got to have a bit of.
I also think London boys struggle coming up to. I don't know about when you went up to Middlesbrough, but they struggle coming up to Manchester and North. It's a total different life they have in London. The way they live with their mates all over, the best friends. And I'm the same. I'm a Manchester lad, and I struggle leaving Manchester.
Yeah.
But I do think London boys struggle coming up north to play.
How did you find it in Villa when you were there?
Villa's own up the road. Do you know what I mean? It ain't that far.
Hour and a half, 2 hours.
I was travelling. I travelled most of it, and then I moved up at the end. But yeah, I like Villa was a great club.
Did you go to Middlesbrough first?
I went Middlesbrough first. That was hard. Yeah, it's a long way.
Oh, that is a long way.
Yeah, you don't realise how big.
Did you travel there then?
England for the first. What was it? First 3 months, I drove up every day.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, from
What's
dark.
that? 5 hours.
No, there was no cameras in them days. They had made all them cones by then. Do you know what I mean? That they put out on the motorway now. So yeah, it took a couple of hours, three tops.
You'd have been with Gazza there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he moved up. I scored 1 goal against Stockport County. He moved up, Gazza. Yeah, they moved him and Jimmy Firebellies in the same house as me and my brother.
That must have been quiet.
I was going to say.
My family wouldn't come up with me. My family wouldn't come up. So my wife said the kids are all happy at school. So every day by Friday, we wouldn't do it on a Saturday, but every day by Friday, we'd come back from training at 1:30. Me and Gazza would give Jimmy and my brother a load of money to go and get some bottles of wine. And we'd come back and we'd pour the wine into massive glass jugs.
Every day?
Every day by Friday, because we had a game on Saturday. We
That's
were
nice.
professional.
Nice.
We were professional.
Professional.
So at 2:00, Gazza and my brother would sit on that sofa. Me and Jimmy would sit on this one. We'd put a load of money each on the coffee table. Like, so if I put 500 and Gazza put 500, if you won, we took the 500. But if my brother put 100 and Jimmy put 100, if one of them won, me and Gaz would take 400 quid back. Yeah. Then we'd start drinking wine, and on the hour, every hour, we'd pop a sleeping tablet. And whoever fell asleep last just picked the money off the table, and that's all we done every day.
That's unbelievable.
Every day. There wasn't a lot to do in Middlesbrough at the time, if I'm being honest. We lived in a little village. But that's all we done. We was in bed by 6.
Fucking hell.
Bed by 6, wasn't we?
10 sleeping tablets later.
You know what I mean?
Felt great the day after
it was all right.
Brilliant training.
Well,
Robbo was cold. He didn't care. We never went out.
Robbo said, what are you two doing last night? We had an early night, Gaffer. We had an early night.
Robbo was there.
These lads want a word said. They're in bed at 6 o'clock
Yeah,
every
exactly.
night.
Yeah.
It was in bed by 6 or 7. 5 tablets.
Gazza was a genius.
He was the best English player I ever played with.
Yeah.
He was like, you just couldn't go near him when you was with England. At the end at Middlesbrough, he was coming towards the end, and he wasn't as great. But in his pomp at England, like 1990, around that time, I thought he was the best in the world.
Yeah,
you couldn't go near him. He would destroy you.
Yeah, he was easily the world's most famous footballer at that time as well. How did he handle the pressure of everyone? Because he was so likable as well, and he seemed like a proper man of the people,
approachable.
Approachable. Yeah. Like how did he? We know all what's happened in his life, but how was he as a person to be around right in the eye of that storm?
Yeah, I'm so caring. Do you know what I mean? Like you could come out of somewhere, or you could come out of a shop, and someone would be sitting there with nothing, and he'd give him his last tenner. If he had 20 quid on him, he'd give him the 20, and he would walk home.
Yeah,
he was such a nice bloke. He was just so normal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so normal. Loved playing football. Addicted to football. Yeah, addicted to football. Just wanted to play football. I mean, when we was at Middlesbrough, what's the training ground called now? It's like that's where we were, but he's got a golf course on it now. It's like off the charts now. But when we were there, we were in porter cabins. He'd be walking down. We get a train up, like after 3 months. Me and him used to get a train up in the morning, and he'd be walking down to training with a egg and bacon sandwich, like grease dripping out of it. And the lads are running around the pitch, and he'd just be running around. It's like
funniest story out of Gazza we had. Remember when we got into the World Cup '98 and we went to the Italian the night time?
Yeah.
When we went to the Italian, and he stood on the table and did night fever. But he put his finger in a glass of tequila like that and lit his finger. And he's doing night fever like this in the Italian restaurant on this. We had a private thing, but there's paper. It was paper tablecloths.
Yeah.
And he's got down with his hands and the tablecloth went like that all the way up. But the next morning, he gets to go training. He's got a big bandage around his finger. He'd burnt his finger, 3rd-degree burn on his finger. Oh, the funniest, absolutely funniest, nicest, most likeable fella I think I've come across. What a player there.
Absolutely. Like Merse, we only caught the end of him.
Yeah, we was the end.
With England. But try to compare him to play. You think, well, Messi was at his peak and you're playing against Messi. You don't want to go near him because he'd make you look an idiot.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly
what
he
was also nasty, wasn't he? He'd leave his foot and he'd elbow you going past you.
That was his big one, elbows.
His arms were always up here, weren't they? Always up there when he was running.
Remember when 98 the World Cup? I was with Gazza when he got told about he wasn't going to be in the squad, and I was one of the lads. I think it was me, Gazza, Dion, Phil Nev, Hinchcliffe. I can't remember who else it was. I remember the smashing the room up. Yeah,
I went in after. I was the next one in after him.
Yeah,
really.
I remember. I was walking in the door over there. Glenn was here behind the desk, and I walked in. And as I walked in, he was standing behind the desk, white as a ghost, like that.
Yeah.
And the room, I've never seen anything like it. It smashed up. There's vases smashed. Everything was turned over. And I walked in, and I literally took 3 steps in, looked around, and he looked at me and he went, "You're going." And then I just walked out.
Yeah.
He honestly smashed the place up like you could.
I went. We got. I'm sorry, Paddy. We got on a plane. We got on a private plane to go home on that trip. I remember I was on the plane looking at him, and I wasn't too bothered about being let go because I was never one that wanted to go away for 6 weeks and never get on the pitch. I was like, well, it is what it is. I'll go away, have a great holiday with my mates, and I'll have an holiday with the missus, and then I'll be ready for the season. That was my. I was only young, so that was my mindset. Yeah. Gazza got on the plane and he was just crying. And you've got one of your heroes growing up looking like he's got nobody. And I was talking to him. He was saying, "I've got no one to meet me at the airport," and it landed in Manchester. So he come back to my house because he was like one of the most famous people on the planet. He had no one to come and get him and take him wherever he wanted to go. So he actually stayed at my house with me for about 6, 7, 8 hours, and I'm thinking, I don't know what to do here. Anyway, long story short, he got on the phone. I think it might have been Jimmy or some other guy comes, drives back, picks him up, and he's gone. And then
you got the impression he wasn't in a great place around that time.
It was a shame though, because when we went to the Olympic Stadium, drew 0-0.
Yeah,
he was one of the best players, so he played a massive part.
Do you think
and
that's
he should have gone.
He smashed the room.
He should have gone.
Do you think because he thought? Not the fact of being dropped, which is obviously going to be upsetting, but just the fact that he thought he was in he'd made it.
I think everyone thought that.
Oh, you'd thought he was
no way anyone
I think Glenn Glenn was quite clever what he done, really, because all you do, as Nicky said, for 4 weeks you just sit in a hotel, didn't you? Wait for a game. You wouldn't even know you're in the World Cup. You're a million miles away. You turn up for the games, back into a million miles away from everybody.
It's so interesting to hear that as a football fan. Like
oh, it's not like the Olympics. It's not like you're in the we went to France, middle of nowhere.
Boredom.
Yeah,
you're just sitting there. Lucky, all you're doing is watching the games. You can't sit outside in the sun because they won't let you sunbathe. And you literally just.
We have no idea what's going on at home.
No,
it's not till you
papers.
come home and you get knocked out. It's like 7:15, and you see all the fans. It's like, fucking hell, what's going on there? We didn't realise this is happening.
You only realise when the next World Cup comes around that what the one you were in was like.
We this is the numbers might be wrong, but we was in Japan, and I promise you, we played pool every day. I think it was about 98 frames for 92. All you did play pool for 6 weeks. Your mind is just like this, bang, bang.
I was looking after Mike because he was only 17 at the time, so I was sort of with him. I was one of the older players in the squad. I just played pool with him every day.
Yeah, that's what we did.
So you think, obviously, if Glenn would have
he looked at it, he gave him the thing, he said, you can go out Saturday, have a drink Saturday and go and play golf Sunday. And Gazza went in overdrive, didn't he? He was gone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he just thought, I'll give him that
enough rope
just to, you know what I mean? And because sitting around for 4 weeks, but looking back now, in hindsight, who knows what? But it's a shame. He was like unbelievable footballer. Unbelievable.
It's one of them things. I think again as a fan, when you hear about the Sir Alex was looking at him, and when you just said about him, which was heartbreaking hearing that, where you're talking about there's no one there to meet him and what have you. I think someone like Sir Alex.
I was
just going to ask. I was going to ask Merse.
As a rock, no one.
No. Wherever you go, you got to take your head with you. You got to take your head. Do you know what I mean? And what's in your head is completely. It don't matter. You don't listen to it when you're in addictions and you're in it, like he was. You don't care for anyone. You don't listen to anyone. I had one of the hardest managers you can ever have in George Graham.
Yeah.
I ain't go out at night and think, oh, God, what's George going to say?
I
was petrified him. But when I was drunk and I was out on one, I didn't care for anybody. He wouldn't have been able to control
Interesting to hear that.
He would have been able to control him. You know, there's a saying, when people feel down and think, oh, I'm going to go on holiday. That'll make me better. No, it won't. You've got to take your head with you.
Yeah.
It's what's up here. And I hear that all the time. If he'd have gone to Manchester with Sir Alex, he would have been no chance. No chance. Gazza was Gazza, and that's... do you think owning he can change himself, no one else.
Do you think that's why he picked Tottenham, because of the lifestyle there and the nightlife there, and that fact that Terry Venables would have given him a bit of leeway? Or do you think he's just...
You know what, Nick? You get more space in London.
Yeah.
You get more space. You can go in a place in
Hide.
London and
there's
never
that
be seen.
many faces.
There's so many faces, and no one. Everybody walks with their head down.
Yeah.
No one's interested. Do you know what I mean? We used to go out Tuesday nights. No one would care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everybody's getting on with their life. I always found like when I went to Aston Villa, a big city, and Middlesbrough, which is a little city but great place. It's like a fishbowl.
Yeah,
and I find you hear it up here with mate.
Back then as well.
Everybody knows. Like, I used to go out in. Like, get divorced from my wife, and I'd be going out in Birmingham, and I'd go out and pick the kids up. She'd go, I heard you were drunk last night, dropped a bottle in a bar, and I'm like, how do you know that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even more so back in the day in Manchester, there's probably like 6 places to go. That was it. Where London,
there's a place. There's a
Yeah.
place every, and I think, I think if he was in a more successful football team, he might have got a little bit better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? When you're winning every week. And I think that might have been... I think it wouldn't have been Sir Alex Ferguson. It would have been the players.
Yeah.
The players around, because they had that winning mentality and they want to win.
But they still had that... And they still had that culture, though, of going out with Robbo and the lads.
Yeah, but they turned up and then they expected to win on Saturday.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Tottenham. Tottenham wasn't expected to win on Saturday. They were there to entertain. And if they won, they won. If they lost, they lost. At Man United...
Yeah.
You draw with Crystal Palace away, it's headlines on Monday morning. Tottenham get beat by Fulham away, a little piece in the corner.
Yeah, other players would have been a big influence for him as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, that it would have been the players around him. I think when he went to Tottenham, he was a huge, huge fish in a little pond, and the players weren't... A couple of them were, but others weren't at his standard, if that means... I think people at Man United, there were some big players who would have picked him out and gone, you ain't doing that and you ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case at Tottenham. They didn't have that kind of player. Gary Mabbott was a lovely bloke and he took him under his wing, but you're talking chalk and cheese. You never really understand him. You know, when you got Robbo and people like that, they would have understood where he was going from.
When you were saying things about you still take your head with you, if Gazza now, and you could say to him, there's a magic wand, knowing everything you know now, we're going to give you the chance, you're 20-year-old, you can start again. Do you think he'd still be the same Gazza or totally different?
No, the same Gazza. I don't think he'll have regrets. I think he'd have enjoyed his time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he enjoyed it. You know, he's always smiling, always laughing. I know that time Nicky was talking about, but I don't think who wouldn't have been disappointed by Nicky. He wanted to get on holiday, but everybody, he's packing his stuff. Gazza's crying and Nick's packing his stuff.
I'm glad you said that, because when
He's like, and then Shulk's all right. You mean I'm well in these shoes?
I was booking my flight.
What's up, you? I've got to iron up or something.
You're not going to make that door click. Iron up.
Remember?
Oh, shut up.
I always remember.
No.
Then I'd asked us to. We all had to give a song for a playlist, didn't we?
Right.
Before.
Oh, I was saying something else then.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, when you that night.
Oh, get out. I'll find out that one.
But he chose With or Without You.
You too.
Fucking left out the day after.
I'll tell you one of the funniest things as well, that on that trip. Where was it? What was it called? La Manga, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Manga.
Was
Piano Bar.
Piano Bar with Martin Keown singing Danny Boy. It was eyes shut like that. It's one of the funniest. Danny Boy.
I see him the other day.
Danny Boy. It was
What,
like.
you mean eyes shut as though like
His
I'm
eyes
having
shut.
myself?
No, his eyes shut for the whole song, and everyone's like, "What's going on here?" Like, it was unbelievable. It's funny.
Sorry to bring the mood down, lads, but let's talk about United.
United.
Oh, hey, get your seatbelts on here.
No, it'd be interesting
Here
what
we
Merse
go.
thinks, because we've been immersed in it since we were.
We've seen
8.
everything for
Yeah,
the
since
12 years
Since the age of 11, we've been there as kids and growing up. And like Merse said about being at Arsenal, I was at United. We was at United. You didn't leave 11 to 30, so it's a long time. But I mean, no one can deny what's happening there. And I'd never want to sit on a TV podcast and say a manager should go. It's not what I believe in, but surely I can't have much more longer.
Yeah, I don't like seeing managers get the same. I just don't like it, but there's just no flexibility, is there? You know, he plays a system where he hasn't even got the players to play it. I mean, when we played, the hardest position in the world, if you play free at the back, was the wing backs. The wing backs, it was called the graveyard shift. You'd be up and down, up and down. Then you had to have a bit about you as well. And they haven't got that.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't got that.
And they swap them round as well.
Yeah, they got no legs. I always found when I played at Old Trafford, I might be wrong, but it seemed a big pitch.
Massive,
Old Trafford.
yeah,
massive
massive
pitch. Massive pitch. Got no legs in midfield.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's gone out and bought the lads a Sesko. He's never going to score a goal because there's no one's going to cross the ball in.
Yeah.
He has two players behind now in Cunha and Mbeumo who they're cuffy. They're off the cuff. They're going to get the ball and they might beat 3 players and score. They'll beat 3 players and put it wide. You're never going to get someone out wide and put the ball in the box. I feel sorry for the centre forward. I can understand where the manager's coming from, where he's come from here and he's gone to manage the biggest club or one of the biggest clubs in the world of football, and think, well, I got here from playing the way I play. But you can play players out position when you're sporting and win football matches, because you're not playing against top teams week in, week out. And I think that's what he's underestimated, in my opinion.
That's the biggest issue. Is he can't win football. I think he's lost more.
He
Lost
ain't
more
won
than
back to
half.
back.
Not one back. He's lost more than half of his Premier League games.
Some
I think it's a
doing that
great
is-
point about the centre forward as well. You think he's 6'5", that centre forward. And Man United, historically, as with Giggsy on Friday night, and he said, historically, you think about wide players, people who get you off your seat,
crossing
the ball.
Lee Sharp.
They've signed a
Beckham.
They've signed a
Yeah.
6'5" centre forward. It even have we have fullbacks who cross the ball. Gary Neville cross the ball. Dennis Irwin, Phil Neville.
But is that
How do
Amorim
United
signing,
score
though?
goals? You know, you look at a team sometimes and you think, Haaland, City, he runs through, brilliant finisher. I can't tell you how Man United score
I
a
could
goal.
tell you how we
Everything's
scored.
off the cuff.
The only way you score a goal over the last 18 months was Bruno. And now Bruno come deeper, so you've lost that as well. So you I think you've gone worse. The only bright light has been Bruno, and I was one of his critics because I think doesn't do what I like as a footballer. but he's a top talent and scores goals. But now he's not playing at the top of the four. He's playing deep, so you've lost that as well. It's shocking what's happening.
We talk about Amorim and his job, don't we? And we all say we never like to see anybody sacked. Of course we don't. But I think, say if he'd have been sacked yesterday, I think we'd all be here saying, yeah, probably about time.
Me watching the game.
I don't think people understand how big the club is, though, as well.
No.
Yeah.
They get bought in, they come in. You know, I'm a big Chelsea fan. Mason Mount was unbelievable at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He goes in at Man United. He's probably had 2 good games in.
Can't stay fit, can he? He's a title, he just can't stay fit.
But what is it about United that sort of has this effect on managers? Remember when Moyes came in, and I think I saw Rio talking on an interview about it years ago, about they played a pre-season game or something. They were getting on the plane back to Manchester, and he said, I got on, and he said Moyes was sat there, tie undone, just looped, dishevelled, and he went, it's a big club, innit?
Yeah. The football club's got 4 departments in my eyes, and that's why it's massive. And a lot of clubs have it, but certainly Man United. You've got the football side, right, which obviously is the most important. You then got the commercial side, which has to tie in with the football because the amount of times they want the players to go and do stuff. Then you've got the business side and the recruitment. You can't go in there as a manager and do all that. And I think that's where David got mixed up. You know, he did have someone like a Mike Phelan who should have had him there to look after all the crap he don't want to look after. And I don't know if that's been the same with Amorim going in, but you can't just. I think Amorim's got to go in there and look after 2 parts of the club, which is the football, obviously, and the recruitment. I don't think he's doing that. I don't think he's allowed to do that.
I think you make a good point about having somebody with him.
Yeah.
He looks lonely on the sideline. I think you even look at the big managers; they've got a bit of presence next to him. Well, what's Amorim got next to him? I couldn't tell you who's assistant.
I don't know assistants.
I was just going to say that.
And they don't know the club, and it isn't all about it. I think Arsenal's won, Man United's won, Liverpool's won, Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan. They're not just football clubs, they're institutions. They're institutions, and you need to have someone in that football club that helps him out, who knows the football club and knows the dynamics of how it works. He hasn't got anybody there.
The trouble he's got with that now, though, I think, if he decides to bring someone in now, like, let's say it's a Ruben Nistelrooy or a Michael Carrick with him, it makes everyone think, he looks a little bit weak.
Yeah.
And he's under pressure.
And he's under pressure.
The fans start singing then.
Yeah.
Like you talk about the lad at Newcastle, Tyndall. People, he gets a bit of sticking.
Yeah.
He's always next to Eddie Howe.
Exactly.
They could be 3-0 down. He stands next to him. He never he's never one of them. You know, you see loads of people that stand up when they're winning, and when they're losing, they sit down, put their head down. He's always there.
He reminds me of Phil Brown with Sam. Big Sam back
Yeah,
in the
always.
day. You know, he used to get hammered because of the tan and everything.
Yeah,
else.
but always there. I have the utmost
yeah.
respect for him because he's always there. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It ain't been bad at Newcastle, but whenever it is, he always gets up. He never sits down. He always takes it.
Even with Arsenal, you've got Albert, who's great experience with Man United, with Van Gaal, the Dutch squad. He's got Gabby Hines face next to him a little bit. I couldn't tell you.
No, I can't believe you said that. Yeah, because when you said that, I was thinking.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was just sitting there
nobody
thinking,
knows. We know Tyndall's name. Do you know what I mean? We know the ones with Pep Colo Torre and Pep Linders.
I watched that Brentford game, and I actually thought that in my head. I went, who's who behind him there?
It's a big, lonely club.
No one looked like...
It's a lonely club.
You can't judge a book by its cover, but looking at them and all, I thought, it just doesn't feel right.
Even Sir Alex, for all the unbelievable stuff he done for that football club, he always had a number 2 he trusted and was right next to him outside, whether it be a Brian Kidd, Carlos Queiroz, Steve McLaren, all big, powerful personalities that were alongside him. Obviously, the manager took all the credit and all the adulation, but he always had someone next to him who he trusted, who was there all the time.
It's weird because when I got the manager's job at Walsall, I wanted to be young. Do you know what I mean? And I had Simon Osborne at Wolves and Iffy and Nora. Great lads, great coaches. But it was odd because I was young, they were young, and it was like odd. Yeah. And then obviously that they went, and then Frank Barlow come in. Oh my God, he's about 60 odd years of age at the time he was, and he was unbelievable. Yeah. That experience, do you know what I mean? We were winning football matches. Like it was just his calmness. Do you know what I mean? When you're effing and blinding as a young manager, you know what I mean? And
sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't explain it. But they know how to win games.
And there's a way of it. If it ain't going right, like it ain't at United now, and it wasn't at Walsall at times. There's just a way of saying it, like, you think you should tweak that, Paul?
Mm.
Do you think you should do that? And Amorim's got nothing to go, you know what, today, should we go 4 at the back today? They ain't got any pace up front.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting
Did you not
another
get
defender?
the magnetic board out at Walsall?
No, I bibs. I had it on order and then I got the sack. So I sent it back. I swapped it on Swap Shop for some table tennis.
Do you know what
bats.
else? Saturday was a great example, wasn't it, of him being stuck in his ways, tactics-wise. And then all of a sudden, a brand new manager in Keith Andrews, he swapped to a back 4 and batters him.
Yeah. This is the thing.
Yeah, he went 4, yeah.
For me, when I watched it, you know what I got? And again, no skin in the game. But I found myself, I was annoyed watching it. I was annoyed at the sheer stubbornness of him now. And like going, what you're doing this thing, you're taking your centre back off, swapping, and then everyone's moving round at the
That's
back,
a
like
mad,
you were saying.
the mad thing. You do it every game. You swap
Yeah,
centre half.
no, that's what I mean, yeah.
The one thing
Yeah.
you shouldn't do.
I think
but
in a-
you've got to have top draw wing
Yeah.
backs. They affect the whole game. The wing backs are the ones. They're the ones that give you the width. They got to get up, get back. I don't think he's got it at Man United. If he'd have gone into Chelsea, I think he'd have been a success.
Yeah.
I really do, because
Yeah,
they
so
got
say that,
got Gusto, they got Cucurella, James, who are top draw defending.
I think
and
Does the problem come from the people that pointed him from the way he plays?
Must be, yeah.
Man United have never. I've played this I've said this a million times. They never ever play 3 at the back.
No.
I can count on one hand the amount of times. So I thought, right, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
We'll try 3 at the back. After 10 minutes, now
I think Amorim now is at a position
yeah,
now.
that was at Southampton that time. wasn't it?
Yeah.
When
Rips
you
it
get
up straight
ripped
away.
half time.
Yeah. Changed it, yeah.
But he changed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He changed
But
it.
I think
It did work.
Amorim
That's what top managers
knows.
do.
I think Amorim knows what's the right end is going to be on the wall, and he's dying on his sword. And because if he changes now and gets sacked, he looks a complete idiot.
Yeah.
I think
And
now
that's
he's
another
realised.
point
what to
of
do.
having experience next
Yeah,
to him.
next to him. Yeah.
Come on,
just-
come on! I think you need to change something.
You know, I think as well, I think the players have got used to losing.
Yeah.
It's just become acceptable.
And
it's like,
other players that come to Old Trafford are not scared.
no.
They're not scared of playing Old Trafford. They're
Everybody
going,
will have to
I've
go
got a
to
chance here, show how good I am, and they'll come and buy me in summer.
Yeah.
I think everyone's got used to losing around the club. Even us, when we see a game,
Yeah.
fucking hell, yeah.
No, I did.
It's no surprise.
You know
anymore.
what? I didn't expect him to beat Brentford.
No, I didn't.
I didn't. Honestly, I had to do this thing, the prediction thing, and I said I just don't see Brentford losing. I don't see it, which is a shock, really, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean,
Especially with what Brentford have lost this year.
Yeah,
Don't Brentford do great, don't they?
but you know they're going to have a long throw. They're going to cause ball. They're going to be well organised.
Yeah.
You know, and as I say,
But-
Man United are so cuffy. You know, every goal will come from a. Oh wow, they
But
scored.
again, it's
There's no
it,
like bang. He
yeah.
went up, like Arsenal yesterday when Trossard hits the post. That's from their own corner flag. Bang, 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 bang.
Brilliant,
And they're
yeah.
away. I said last season transfer deadline last January. Man United needed a Mateta at Palace.
Yeah.
Big, strong, leads the line. He's a threat, causes problems. But they're not going to buy him because he's Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he
Yeah.
don't fit the bill. He's not
He's
like
not fashionable enough
He's not
for them. Yeah,
fashionable.
yeah,
He's a
yeah.
much better player than Sesko.
Yeah. And he's doing it in the Premier League.
And he's doing it in
Not
the
in a
Premier League
crappy
week in,
league
week out. It's
somewhere.
like the lad at Arsenal now, Cookers. Like, he was scoring goals at Coventry 2 years ago. So he goes to Portugal. You can't tell me Portugal have made him that much a better player.
Yeah.
It's because if they'd have bought him from Portugal, it's not cool, is it?
Yeah.
And that almost Mateta fit into the style of
Oh,
the play.
you'd have
But
loved
it's
playing with him.
almost like Gyökeres playing for
Yeah.
Amorim at Sporting. He'd do the same thing.
There was talk of Kane going there before he obviously went to Germany as well.
They spoke about Kane and Declan Rice, didn't they? They said
Yeah.
they didn't want to do it. It was too much money.
Do you think if United get beat at Sunderland, he's gone?
It's that November international break, isn't it, where a lot seems to happen.
Is that who they got next?
I don't know.
Sunderland away next.
No,
eh?
it's at home.
No, it's at home.
Oh, they just beat Forest, didn't they? They'll be
I
all
like
right. They're a
Sunderland at the
decent
minute,
team.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not,
decent, yeah.
but well,
But I'm telling, I think if he gets beat, and like with the international break,
If they
he's
get beat by
gone.
them, I can't see a way past that.
Merse, while we've got you here, 1993 League Cup final. You won man of the match, but it was a little bit overshadowed.
yeah.
Tell us why.
I scored as well. I scored and got man of the match. I played well that day. And then you're thinking we're going out. That was the thing when I
was gonna say,
that was like to my mates where we were all out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Tony Adams is there and Stevie Morrow run towards him and Tony picked him up and went flying.
What do you think about when you look back now, the drinking thing?
Yeah, not great.
Do you feel bad about it?
No, because that was at the time.
I thought it was great. Every football fan would have loved that. We love that.
It was a culture, I mean, it's quite iconic. You know what I mean? More pictures I signed. I mean, I was even in Esquire or something like that with my boy at the time. He's 30 now. He's about 5. He was doing it. I mean, that ain't great, but he was doing it.
Do you know you talk about iconic? The most iconic thing about I think about you. I always think about your high-tech boots with a white tongue.
Oh yeah,
always remember them. Always remember them.
Biggest payers. Feet are like that now.
High-tech.
But but he nearly lost his arm. The lad, he scores a winning goal in the cup final, and he wasn't playing every week. Do you know what I mean?
That could have been the start.
Exactly, and such a nice bloke. Yeah, he was a lovely bloke. But yeah, he nearly lost his arm. It was more serious than what we thought at the time.
The thing I remember about you, Merse, the most that stands out was the outside of your right foot.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Did you ever kick a ball with your left foot?
About 4 times. I swear. If someone put the ball down there and said you have to hit that door, I wouldn't be able to do it. I couldn't kick the ball, but I could. It just. Yeah, I had an operation when I was younger. When I was about 10, I lived up. 11, we moved on to this estate, and we were one of the first houses on it. So we were playing football out the back, and there was this grass, and I was playing in goal at the time. I slid out, and there was a piece of, obviously a builder had thrown some rubbish out, and a piece of iron was sticking out, and it went in my knee. It ripped my knee, and all my skin come down. They went to the hospital, put it back, and stitched it. Then we went to Bognor Regis or somewhere on holiday, and we were playing cricket, and I was wicket keeper because I couldn't move, and the ball went up, and I went to catch it, and I slipped, it come undone again. Lucky enough, I went to this hospital. I don't know if it was Chichester or Winchester Hospital, and the bloke who was there was lucky enough. It was a doctor, a surgeon there, and he put catgut in my knee. You know, like where you're having a tennis racket. So I could bend my knee literally all the way, so I could always kick with the outside of my foot. Do you know what I mean? And that's why.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jeez, Grace, what are you?
I wasn't expecting that.
Is it natural talent? No, a doctor stuck a lot of
yeah. So really, having cheated in the game.
All the kids are now want to get catgut.
Everybody's like that now.
And I've got on my thing here. I didn't know about this. It said, is it true that Arsenal players used to do eating challenges on the way to away games?
No, on the way back.
On the way back, right, okay.
On the way back, we'd come back, because we could go on the coach and we'd have prawn cocktail, lasagna, roast dinners, and we'd have a competition who could eat
the most. What kind of coach is this?
Oh, yeah, we had chefs on the, we had chefs on the coach, soup, roast dinner, you name any.
A roast dinner?
Like, when we got back to the ground, you just say to the chef what you wanted next week. And you get it all in. Oh, yeah, honestly.
When me and Scholesy first got in the squad, we used to have to go and serve all the players the soup and all that. And you'd be going down names. And you'd be fucking hell, your soup going all over. And you'd be getting slaps off Brian Robson by the back of your head. But remember, our job. Remember we had to go to the Chippy? We had to go to the Chippy once at Goodison Park. We're in my Man United tracksuits.
25 fish and chips.
We go up to this Chippy. Buses parked there, all the Everton fans there. We walk in a Chippy, 25 fish and chips, and everyone's fuck it. They're going to kill us. And then you get back in, you forget one pie, the whole hell break loose. I mean, unbelievable.
The club used to give us 150 quid to get food on the way home. So I just used to say to the lads, food or off licence. We just fill up with drink and like fall off the coke.
That's not
everybody was starving.
That was a way.
That decision wouldn't take that long.
You think this is how bad it got? We played. I think it was Hartlepool away one day, and Steve Staunton played for us. Brilliant coach. So we're going home. He went, could you drop us on the corner, Gaffer, on the way back? So I said, where do you live, Steve? He went, I live down there. I said, we'll drop you off. Got the coach. Drop us off. He went, do you want to come in? So I said, yeah, we'll come in. We're having a drink. We've got all the youngsters in there. We've got about 6 or 7, 18-year-olds that have been in the squad. So now we're in having a drink. Mark Kinsella's up on the table, singing, dancing. Now I've got all the lads coming in the kitchen, the younger lads going, my mum's at the training ground waiting for me. I said, go and have a look at his fucking medals and caps. You'll learn more. Honestly. And then I'll give you a quick story, Steve Staunton. So he lives next door to me, right? So one day he goes to me, I come out and I goes, what are you up to, Steve? He went, no, nothing, I want to get in a coach. And I went, come down to our place. Come down and coach the kids, it'd be brilliant. So he comes down and starts doing a bit of coaching and all that. So I'm under a little bit of pressure and we're not doing really well. So I said to him, come to Bournemouth away on Saturday with us. He said, I'm going to play, I need to concentrate on playing. You do the manager for me. do the shots because I need to concentrate here. I'm under a bit of pressure. So we go out first half. We have a player sent off. So we're 0-0 and we're playing well. And I'm playing all right. I'm playing well, you know. And I'm the older one telling the kids where to go on the pitch and all that. All of a sudden, someone gets injured about 20 minutes into the second half. One of their players. So I'm standing talking to one of their players while their thing's on. And the ref taps me on the shoulder. I said, what's the matter? He went, your number's up. He took me off. Took me off. I walked off the pitch. I went, what are you fucking doing? He went, you told me to make the decisions. I thought you looked tired. I went, I'm not tired. I'm the manager. Right? I'm sitting on the bench in the corner like that. I want us to lose now. Sub me. It was the ref. The ref went, your numbers are. Mine won't be up.
Merse, what was that like with obviously with Wenger compared to George Graham? Obviously different cultures, different. Yeah. What was that different? How did that?
Oh, completely different. Yeah, George was all going out. You know what I mean? Even though it was hard, he wanted everybody out. We go Marbella 3 times a year. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? For that 3 or 4, I was blinding. Yeah.
That was one of our first trips.
But it was like that was because it was togetherness. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And when people had a drink, people picked each other out. Yeah. And it saved him doing it. Do you know what I mean? He don't want to keep on coming in every week, same voice. Do you know what I mean? And then Arsene came in. He was head and shoulders. He was.
How did you find that straight away from day one when he was there at the training ground? What was the effect like on you?
Yeah, good. He was unbelievable. He was so far ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Like with George we wouldn't have won anything without George. Tactically, he was phenomenal, and that's why probably a lot of us are still working in TV and radio now, 30 odd years on, because he learnt us the game. Do you know what I mean? But I could tell you what I was doing, not November this year, but November next year on a Thursday. I could tell you what we was doing. It was everything was regimental. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Then Arsene come in. It was like there was no running. It was everything was with the ball. You know, everything you'd done was thinking. Only 20 minutes, everything, because concentration levels. It was so far. And the players he brought in were just off the charts in the end. You know, your Omris and your Batiste and your Vieiras and Nelka. Yeah. I mean, I thought Nelka would be. I thought he'd be better than R9.
Did you?
I did. I'd never seen anything like it when he was at 17. He was leaving Steve Bold, Tony Adams on his backsides 1v1s, like literally, and then going around Dave Seaman like he weren't there, and you know they were at the top of their game.
Is that when you, as a player, when you see young lads like you think, is it time for me to hang up my boots?
Leave it up, Paddy. I was 29. I played my best football at 29, 30, 31. You know, I played my best football, dude. You want to play with them players.
Yeah.
You just want to play with pace. You know, I love playing with pace.
Yeah.
My game was about being with pace. Like, brilliant playing with Alan Smith, because Alan would run flick-ons, hold the ball up. He was probably the next best thing to Mark Hughes, holding the ball up. Very unsung hero. But then when I dropped further back, I was fortunate to play with really good quick players, but you don't even have to be good. I just want quick. Want quick, so I don't look and I can put that ball.
There's nothing better.
Nothing better, is it? Yeah, pace is, you can't teach pace.
If you could pick a player to play with now, with that in mind up front, who would you go for?
They be playing now, or they played before?
No, they're playing now, but you could play with them. Where you could knock them balls through somebody.
Oh, Haaland.
Yeah.
Oh, Haaland. Yeah, you wouldn't even have to be on the money, would you? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be on the money.
Just put an area.
He just knocks centre halves out the way like they're not there, and they're like 6'3" units.
Yeah.
You know, he just does. He just gives them a little barge. Yeah. I would say him.
Would you go with Haaland? You two?
It's hard not to.
As soon as you ask the question,
it's hard not to.
It's
hard not to.
Merse, thanks so much for coming up.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks.
It's gone too quick.
Two legends, hey, and you're funny.
I knew there was something coming there. I fucking get it off these.
You know what? He made me do something once. I look back now and I think I'd never do that again in my life.
I know what you're going to say. Is it the trophy?
Is that another podcast? Is that another podcast?
I look back now and I think...
Oh, God.
No,
so basically...
is it rude?
But
it's a shocker.
So basically... It's on YouTube, I think. So basically...
All right.
So remember back in the day when you like football DVDs, like goals, gaffs, howlers, all that kind of thing. And this was right in the DVD time. And I think we'd done Phoenix Nights and what have you, just before I did Max and Paddy. And this company approached me about doing one. Obviously, I love football. And they said, we're going to get like some legends in for you. So it's going fucking Merse's on there. Graham Taylor, Cammy, Tomo, Ian Rush. Alan McAnally. Yeah. Like, so I'm going, okay, now this is unbelievable. So the idea was that I came up with is, I live in a big country manor, and I'm doing these links. Have a look at this game, what happened in the 90th minute or whatever. And all these were me, like, servants in the house, so they'd all be like white gloves on with the things and all that. And it's a scene.
You can't tell us.
There's a scene. There's a scene where I go. I'm walking in and I'm like, I'm asking. So he's in there and he's so he comes.
There's me, Tomo, and Cammy in there facing the other way.
They're facing this way like this, and Mercy's like this.
And they're polishing
the trophy. Right. So I walk in, they're all turned around like this, and I go, "Oh, what the fuck's going on here?" So Cammy and who was the one?
Cammy and
Tomo turn round with the trophies and go, "Oh, we're just polishing your silverware." So I go, "All right." I go, "What's he doing?" He goes, I gotta leave him.
Leave him. Oh, God.
How'd you get away with that?
That was mad. Do you know what I'd forgot all about? I remember that night I had to take you all out to Hell's Kitchen or something.
We went
like
Hell's Kitchen, didn't we? We went
Fucking
like
hell,
they were doing the programme, so half the chefs cooked chicken and half cooked meat.
Yeah.
Tomo went for chicken. You don't get amateurs cooking your chicken. I think he was spewing his ring up. It was like the pink flamingo chicken.
Got me something to watch tonight then on YouTube.
It's a fucking belter.
And the face is unreal as well. I got it up to a T.
Your proper vinegar strokes face. Oh, anyway, what an end to the fucking podcast that is. Oh, jeez, I can't believe I fucking totally forgot about that. Right. I can still see you.
That was a worrying thing. I had it off to a T, the face. I sort of turned around like,
It's one of them, though, isn't it? You go, sorry, DVDs, they're gone now, and then
they're
YouTube
gone
comes on.
YouTube
Oh,
comes along,
fucking
Someone
hell, it's
showed me
back
it the
there.
other month. I was like,
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, you had a good career at Sky, Merse. That's the main thing. Thanks for joining us on the Good, the Bad, and the Football. You can see us on all the usual podcasts, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and please remember to give us a 5-star review. And if we don't get sponsored off Uber after that, I don't know what we're going to get.